Hi guys, this is Amy from KETOLISCIOUS Life, and I'm trying to record a series of videos today to get caught up on my channel. And I was just thinking today, I had a thought, and my thought was on habits. Do you have good habits, or do you have bad habits, or do you have a little bit of both? Let's talk about it. So I was just thinking, pretty much everything we do in our lives is based on habits or, routines. We get up every day. We usually start our morning by doing the same things. Some of us might have coffee first thing in the morning. Some of us might take our vitamins first thing in the morning, or medications, or whatever. We might, we have the same routine as far as taking showers and getting ready for work, and we drive, it's this kind of a routine. Like, that's, as humans, that's kind of what we have to do in, just in society, and it's part of our culture to work and live and everything like that. A lot of us eat the same foods, even on our keto journeys. Some people eat the same thing every single day, and I definitely am one of those. And, we develop those habits, but sometimes, I guess, what got us into some of the trouble in the very first place with our weight gain were probably habits. Many of us, when we're happy, we'll enjoy foods because as a culture, everything is based on food, especially, in the United States. Like, food's everywhere. It's all about food. Barbecues and parties and get-togethers and birthdays and holidays, and, it's just food, food, food. And a lot of times when you're going to celebrate something, you will either have a barbecue or you'll go out to eat. It's just part of our society and our culture. And I was just thinking about habits, because there's certain habits that I have, even though I've lost 51 pounds on my journey, I have picked up some habits along the way that may or may not be good for me, and I'm fully aware of that. And one of them would probably be my Torani syrups, or, my Jordan skinny syrups. Those might not be good habits, but at the same time, I've lost 51 pounds, and if I didn't have those things, I don't know that I would have gotten this far. I really don't, because I do know, because I've started and stopped keto many times over the last 10 years, probably longer than that. And partly because I didn't, maybe out of my habits of eating the exact same foods every day, because I was so strict, I fell off the wagon because I didn't have a comfort item. I didn't have something that to me was enjoyable, to have. And so I think all of that is just part of our journey. Like, you have to decide at some point what habits you're going to allow and what habits you're going to kick in the can, For me, one of my habits is a Dutch Bro cold brew. It's just something that comforts me. It provides me with really good source of fat because I use heavy cream in mine. And then the coffee gives me energy, suppresses appetite. I don't know. It can be a bad habit because it might slow my weight loss down, but although I've still lost 51 pounds in 11 months, so I've had these pretty much the whole time. But it definitely becomes a habit. So you have to determine, is it a habit that you're willing to have along for a while, or do you need to break it? Like, is it causing you a lot of harm? And so, yeah, I look at those types of things and I think about it, and I just sort of go, well, for right now, this works. For right now, this has gotten me this far. And there are times when I'll just have the cold brew, heavy cream, and I'll have them not put any sweetener in, and then I'll use like my monk fruit sweetener. So that's kind of conceding a little bit to saying, okay, I'm not going to put the bad sweeteners in. I'm going to try to have a healthier sweetener. And you can kind of break the habit that way. But so for me, that's definitely one of my bad habits. But I will say I've also seen people that with all good intentions have what they call a good habit and say they're eating the same thing every day, or they're so strict on themselves that they're eating, very, very clean. But I've also seen those same people fall right off the wagon because life happens. And when stress happens and life happens, sometimes you need something that is going to comfort you, and you're going to need something that's going to taste good. And if you don't have that, so just be careful with habits, because we can I feel like a lot of our life is made up of habitual behaviors, habitual routines, things we do, things we eat, things, just things in our life. And just because a habit is a good habit, it might not always be a good habit. So I just was thinking of that. And I mean, it's not something that we can say, oh, well, I need to kick all my good habits, or I can keep all the bad ones. No, it's more so of just being aware of it and not falling into a trap of, I have to do this, I can't do that, and to me, I feel like listening to my mind, my body, and my spirit has been really crucial to my weight loss journey. If I were to cut everything out, I already know, because of my past food disorders, it wasn't going to work. I've tried that. I've been there. I've been strict. Yeah. So anyway, guys, I just thought I would just chit chat about habits. And what are your thoughts on that? Like, is a good habit always a good habit? Or can it sometimes become a bad habit? And then, of course, bad habits, we all know what bad habits are. It's whatever we feel is a bad habit. And sometimes we need to kick those bad habits. But sometimes those bad habits aren't causing enough harm that we have to kick it. We just need to be aware of it. And we need to know when we need to make a change. And, you need to make the change when you're ready for it mentally. If you're not ready for it mentally, it's going to be really tough and you're going to have a hard time. So I feel like it's really important on any kind of weight loss journey. You really have to be in the right place mentally, spiritually, physically. You just have to, all the things have to kind of align up, and it starts with you. You can't just see someone else doing it and then try to do it. I mean, some people can, but I think in order for them to do that and be successful, they had to have all those things in check. And I think it's so important to really know what you're wanting and just reaching for it and going for it, it's important. But yeah, so I thought that was kind of interesting thought process I had about habits. And I have seen good habits go bad. And I've seen bad habits be not so bad, not so bad, but something to think about anyway. Well, thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll take my bad habit and finish it off, and maybe tomorrow I'll not have the Tyrannies. Maybe tomorrow I'll have monk fruit. We'll see. Maybe not. Maybe not. See you later, guys. Bye.